Can hear you, sir.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Okay, so let's just briefly look at the example. It's not really a complex example, it's a very simple one. So we're talking about having y to be equal to 2x. 2x. So if the value of x is 1, automatically y will be equal to 2, right? Because that's 2 times 1. Y will be equal to 2. If the value of x is now 2, that will be this 2 multiplied by the 2, y will now be equal to 4. So predicting now, if the value of x is now 10, what will be the value of y? Y will be 20. That's simply what machine learning or data analytics for predicting future behavior is all about. It's not complicated. But then all this is written into a program. And then the program is now fed data. You fed the program data. The program now identify the pattern within the data. I hope we are clear. It's just to give you a little bit of heads up, nothing complicated, so that you don't get confused. Okay? Are we good? Can I continue?
Yes.
If you are not clear, feel free to tell me. It's better you say it now so that so the meeting is about to end. Action item for this meeting, share a document for. Wait, what? We send this. Okay. Oh, yeah, actually I said the meeting for 1 hour. So I hope he doesn't cut us short. Anyways, if he does that, I will just rejoin again. We'll rejoin. It's supposed to end for 1 hour. It's not meant for 2 hours. So, okay, you're a little bit confused, Jibril. So where are you confused? Can you identify where you're confused?
Yes.
Can you say it or can you repeat?
That one.
Yeah, back. Let me see. Can you tell me where you're confused? I'm a little bit confused. Last formula. Okay, it's not really a formula, it's just an example, right? The example is saying that if you have y, which is equal to 2x, I'm trying to explain what an algorithm is and how you can predict the future using an algorithm. Now, this is an algorithm, right? An algorithm. And this algorithm can be written as a program, right? It can be written as a program. So how does it work? So how does it work? Once they tell you that x is equal to 2, we expect y to now be equal to 2 multiplied by, remember, the algorithm is 2x. So the first 2 is there, then x is now 2, which is this. So you now have 4. Right? So when you now want to predict now, you now said, what if x is equal to 10, what will be y? What will be y? Y will be equal to 20. If you know why y is equal to 20, then you already know how data analytics predicts the future. Is it Ebere, you say 100? Did you borrow money from somewhere? How did you have 100? Hmm? So are we clear now? What's his name again? Jibri, I think. Jibri, are you clear? Okay. So it's just to give you a heads up on what it is about in terms of predicting the future. But the same thing can be done with customer data. You can actually gather customer data and predict their behavior. You can predict those ones that are at high risk of churning. based on the frequency of their purchase, how much they spent, and then the loyal customer, those ones that come back frequently, they may not be spending much, but they come frequently. You have the moderately high risk, those ones they come once in a while, and then they spend certain amounts, not too low, but not too high, but they come once in a while. So you can actually predict the behavior of your customers. They do this to you. Jumia do this to you. Alibaba, all of them, all this e-commerce, they do this to you, but you don't know. You just be like, algorithm, look at it's showing me Pampers. I'm going to, should I buy this Pampers for my children? It's very nice. But you didn't know that that's what they are doing to you, right? So they've studied your pattern and then they are trying to use your pattern to, you know, okay, Iberi, no, it's not like that. Use that equation. You should be working with the equation. You've veered away from the equation. That's why you're having 10 times 10 is 100. Yeah, whatever X is, right? So that's how prediction works, except for complex one, which we will not talk about on this call. So go to the next one. Yeah, we'll have our quiz session. The first quiz is, which of the following is not a benefit of data analytics? Just put your answer in the chat section. I'll be watching. Which of the following is not a benefit or okay? If majority say D, then D it is. I'll believe you people small. I agree with you a little, not much. So the other one, is there a difference between trends and pattern in data analysis? True or false? Okay, thank you. You are catching up. You see, there's a way you behave. The slide I said I won't give to you people, I'll just give it to you. That shows you are catching up. But when you are not catching up, I won't give you slide. You just go and rest. Go and rest. And then so let's go to the next one. Yeah, thank you all very much. So this is introductory. This is to really, really help us. It's good that you are keeping track. You are very committed to knowing this. So type of data analytics. The first one is descriptive analytics. This deals with the current context of the data set, right? In this one, we are trying to understand what happened. So for instance, you have you collected data on people who visited the hospital over a period of a year. Now, I want to know what happened last year. I want to know which month of last year did we have the highest number of visits from patients. I want to know which month of the year did we record high what's it called, high patients that eventually got healed and they left, those ones that get healed quickly. I also want to know which patient spent most money, which patient spent the least money, which patient was delayed the longest before they left the hospital. So it's descriptive analytics is basically talking about what happened, right? Let me see. I think somebody dropped a message. I have to leave now, please. Yeah. So the next one is I really wanted to keep to time. I didn't know how but we'll soon be rounding up. So we have the predictive analytics. It uses analytics algorithm based on learning techniques by anticipation. We've talked about prediction just now. This one is basically predictive analytics is talking about what will happen, predicting the future. For instance, an example is how many bridge accidents are likely to occur in the next 2 years. And this can only be predicted by understanding how many bridge accidents occur in the last maybe 5 or 10 years. So with that, we can train our algorithm and then be able to predict what will happen in the next 2 years. So it's very straightforward. Then we also have the prescriptive analytics. As simple as this question is, these things is, take it serious. I attended an interview with Andela. I don't know some of you that know Andela. I was actually asked this question. Can you tell us types of data analytics? Yeah, as simple as it seems. So you have to be able to tell them the type and then describe what each one is meant for. So the other one is prescriptive analytics. In this one, it is focused on how can we make it happen, right? You want to simulate a scenario. So by using data, and the people that use this prescriptive analytics are actually those in civil engineering. They, they try to see how uh what is the possibility that maybe flood will push over a bridge that they are building. They actually work in this area a lot. And then those in the healthcare, they also do this. And those in drug pharmaceuticals, they also do this a lot. Preparing drugs and then trying to see what could be the effect of this drug on mice and the rest. Then we also have diagnostic analytics. Diagnostic is majorly talking about why did it happen. It's like an investigation. You're trying to understand why did this happen. And as a data analyst, one of the things I need you to understand is that you are going to be majorly working in all these four areas, but most times when you are crafting your report, you have to answer two questions, two very important questions. What happened? The descriptive one, yeah, what happened, and then why did it happen? Those two questions. This is what make a compelling storytelling. If you did not have these two in your report, if you can't answer these two questions in your report, it's just an article, a walkover for people. Okay. So uh now we answer this question. Which of the type of data analytics method below answers the question what happened? Who can tell us?
Descriptive.
Descriptive. Okay.
Descriptive. Descriptive.
Okay. You see, there's something important here. It's good that we know this. When we speak, you know that we are not just people who just speak in tongues. We are also very smart, like very, very smart, right? So because some people believe, like for instance, I saw some ladies, they were evangelizing one certain time, and then somebody was like, these people, they don't have work. This how they just be talking Jesus, Jesus up and down. And I'm like, how did you know they don't have work? Because me, I am always very busy, and I also go for evangelism on Saturdays. So what do you mean by these people, they don't have work? So this is good. The next question, in order to save our time, no worries, it's good to make mistake so that you can remember. The next question here is predictive analytics helps us to answer the following question. How can we make it happen? What will happen? What happened? Why did it happen?
What, what will happen?
Okay, thank you. Yeah, thank you everyone. That's good. So
Um,
one of the question I want to ask us before we round up, we only have 2 slides left and I'll be very fast on those ones. Okay, Christy, let me see. So one of the question I will ask us is, last year, who can tell me, let us not even go to last year, let's just talk about this year. For last month, the month of September, how many of us were able to keep track of our expenses throughout the month? And then how many of us were able to track, when I say our expenses, I mean, I'm actually using that word like an umbrella word. What I meant is, for last month, how many of us were able to track how much came in for the entire month and how much went out for that month of September? If you're able to track it, just type yes. If you're unable to track it, say no. Okay. Let me see. No, not entirely. No. No, 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 no. Yes, no, yes, no. No, yes, 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 no. So one of the the reason why I asked that question is that we need to understand that as little as the money is, maybe it's just 10,000 naira that came in. To you, it's not really something much. So it's not worth keeping track of. You need to keep track of it. You need to be able to tell how did that 10,000 go out, right? It's not you being stingy. See, let me differentiate between somebody who is being stingy and someone who is being accountable. A stingy person does not care about anybody but themselves, right? If you like, yawn from now till next tomorrow, they don't care about you. Now, an accountable person, 10,000 naira comes in. I paid tithe 1,000 naira. I set aside another 1,000 that I will use to do charity, that I will help people when they said I need help. I have 1,000 naira for that. Then the remaining 8,000, I rechannel them. If I normally say 50% of whatever I earned in my savings, I send 50%, which is 5,000 there, or 4,000 from the 8,000 remaining. I send 4,000 to savings. The remaining 4,000, I use it to address my personal expenses, whatever they are, right? So now that is an accountable person. But someone who is a stingy person, he can actually use the entire 10,000 to eat fish, fry fish. He won't even pay tithe inside. He will use it to eat fry fish, and then he will still tell you that this country is a bad country, right? Those ones, they are not accountable to anybody. They are very stingy. So the reason why I'm saying this is that don't say it's too small. No matter how little it is, be able to account for it. One of the best way to account for your expenses is that before the money comes in, draft out what you want to do with it. Because the moment the money comes in, something deep inside you is telling you, don't worry, you are in control. And before you know, you have bought shoe, you have bought shirt, you have started laughing, and you have ate the entire money. You see? So always plan before the money arrives. Then the last two things, the cycle of data analysis. So we always start with why. Why are we doing this analysis? This is where we define our objectives. We always define our objectives so that when we are looking at the data, we know what we are looking for within the data. Then the other one is how. How are we going to do the analysis? How are we going to do the analysis here? It's not talking about tools. It's talking about strategy, right? So which columns do you intend to combine to be able to answer the question why? That's strategy. So it's not about tools. Then what? What are you doing? This what is a little bit tricky. When you say what are you doing, you're like, am I not doing data analysis? Why are you still asking me what am I doing? So what are you doing in this case is, as you have outlined your strategy, you begin to implement them, begin to build your visualization. You should be able to track the pattern in what you are doing. For instance, you lay out a strategy. One of the things, let me give you an example. For this bootcamp, I said, I will review the slides. I will send emails. It's on my table right in front of me. I'll design a mini project for you guys. And then I will do some test setting, meaning that that is your test, your e-test. I'll prepare them, and then having arranged all this, if you want to answer what are you doing currently, I'm doing presentation because I have scaled through all those steps I listed here, right? But while I was preparing for this bootcamp, I can easily check what am I even doing. Oh, I'm reviewing this slide. Okay, I'll go back to my steps that I've listed. Okay, there's actually a point where I'm supposed to be reviewing slide. So I know that I'm on track. I'm not just dancing left, right, and center anywhere. Okay. So then the last one, so that some of us can go and rest, is sources of data. For the sources of data, we'll have the primary sources and then we'll have the secondary sources. The primary sources involves survey data, observational data. For instance, you collect data from a patient, that's an observational data. And then all those data that are collected by using sensors or your social media footprint. You go to social media, you like the video, the picture of Trump, okay? Twitter collects that data from you. They saw when you like the picture of Trump. The next time you log in fact, sometimes it's not even the next time. While you are still on Twitter, the next thing you start seeing Trump video, Trump pictures, Trump. Yeah, that's what they do. They collect the data from you, they feed the data to the algorithm, and then make recommendation to you. So we also have the survey data. Some of us did survey back in school where you prepare questionnaires. In fact, if you are on this call, most of you likely fill the form. So that's a survey data. You fill the registration form. That's the survey data. And with that, I can actually track who is from prayer department, who is from ushering, and who is from somewhere else. All right. Then we also have the secondary data, another category of source of data. In this case, we have internal data, external data. For internal, we have government, we have private. Private in this case, talking about organizations, banks, and all that. Then we have external data, open source or report research. There are data online that are external. We don't know how they are collected. Now, the problem with this particular approach is that, especially for secondary data, when we are talking about external data, is that it can come with bias. It can come with all form of noise. So you don't know, right? You can actually prepare your entire report based on those errors without knowing. So sometimes the errors are properly documented. You can see what problem the data has and then how you can treat it. But in other cases, you may not see the documentation. So you have to work with the entire noise that came with the data. Yeah, that's basically all about sources of data. Are we good? Or should I explain something more? Are you guys still there? Or you have left me behind?
No, we're here.
We're here.
Okay.
We're here.
Be here so that I will not have to send anointing to you people. Use anointing to wake you up from your sleep. Yeah, Ebere, do you have something to say? Okay, the previous slide, before the last one. Okay. What's your question about that one? Previous. Are you talking about this one? Emmanuel, you can speak. You can unmute yourself and speak.
All right, good evening. Thank you very much for the class. It's quite fun and interactive. So my question is about the report you talked about. You said while we'll be crafting our report, we should answer two basic questions. I didn't get the second part. I think you said something on the descriptive. We should answer the question on what happened. So
Yeah.
the second part is what I did not.
You should always be able to capture what happened in your report and why did it happen. You should always be
Okay.
able to, for instance,
Thank you.
if you have customers, like all of a sudden out of nowhere, you have 50 customers, but 20 of them just left. They stopped buying from you within a week. So you're not just going to know what happened. You also want to know why did these 20 of them leave. First, you are going to look at, did they lay any complaint? Did they reject or return any product they bought? Then after all that, before you now prepare your report is now what will drive either you or the customer care. If it's your personal business, it can drive you to go and reach out to those customers and said, okay, I actually noticed that you rejected this product. Why? So that you can make up for it, right? So it's from your report you have this understanding.
Okay, so thank you very much.
You're welcome. Someone raised hand. I don't know who. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Have a good night rest. Tomorrow we start fully. All right. So go and rest for tomorrow.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank
God
you so much,
bless
sir.
you.
Thank you,
Bless
sir.
you.
Thank you so much,
We'll talk
everybody.
on WhatsApp.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you
You're
very much, sir.
welcome.
Have a
Yeah,
good
Grace, you have
day,
access to
everybody.
the video.
Thank
Bye.
you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Good night, sir.
Bye. Good night.
Thank you. Thank you.
Mm.